Okay, so today I'm going to colour up some of the tunnel liners, and I've made about 5 of these, and I've also got a couple of little rocks that I want to do as well. So what I'm using is the Woodland Scenics pigment paint, the earth colour kit, and this just comes with a couple of sample bottles for you to try out, and these are little sample bowls about this big. This is probably about as much as I need to do my layout. So I'm going to use 3 colours, 3 pigments, and then I'm going to hit it at the end with a black wash. So I'll be starting with a yellow ochre, then I'll hit it with a raw umber, then the slate grey, and then right at the end I'm going to hit it with a black wash over the top, and just sort of the black wash will highlight all the little crevices and stuff. So I bought myself the Woodland Scenics scenery manual, and there's a whole bunch of good stuff in here, but it also outlines the different types of rock that you can make. Shows you here about diluting the pigment, and there's a page here on the leopard spot technique, and here are some examples of the different types of rocks that you can do. And really I'm not really interested in making a type of rock. I just want this to look like like it is rock. So I found that these 3 colours and the black wash actually work quite well. So I guess we'll get started. So I'm just going to use the brush that came with the Woodland Scenics kit. It's a little foam brush. It's quite good for dabbing the paint on. And for mixing the paint, I just use these like kitchen teaspoon measurement things, and you just pour the pigment in. So we're doing I think it's 1 paint to 16 parts water with these 3, and then at the end this will be 1 black to 30 parts water. Now you can get conversion tables to work out the measurements, and sometimes you don't need the full amount, sometimes you just need to mix half amounts and stuff, so you just work that out as you go. Alright, so we'll start putting the pigment on. This is actually going to get quite messy, so probably best off doing it outside, but it's actually raining outside today, so I'm going to do it inside. I found an egg carton works quite well. As all the runoff comes down here, it'll capture it inside the egg carton. So we'll just go ahead and start applying the pigment using the Woodland Scenics leopard spot technique. We shall just dab spots on just randomly over the place, like such, and then we'll wash out. I got a bowl of water off either side. I'm washing this brush out between each mix, and we'll try a bit of the old burnt umber, and I'll just dab a bit of that on. Wash out the brush. And what's this other colour? It's slate grey. We'll just do the old slate grey on there. And you see some white bits, which I'll just try and clean up around the sides here. Now I found that just one application of the pigment paint isn't enough to give me the level of colour that I want, so I'm going to go back now and hit it again with the yellow ochre. Dab, 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 dab. Whoop.
Can you see it? What?
A little bit of the old burnt umber.
Did you see it?
I can really start seeing the colour coming out now. I'm just going to do a little bit of the slate grey across the top. I can see some white bits, so I'm just going to try and colour these white bits in a bit. Now I'm just going to hit it with the black wash over the top. I just want the black to just run all over it, just sort of drip down, highlight all the all the crevices and stuff. So that's starting to look pretty good now. I'm going to let that piece there sit for about 5-10 minutes, and I may just hit it again with some colour. And when I'm happy with it, the level of colour that I want, I'm going to mix up some PVA glue with some water, like 50-50 mix or 1-to-1 mix, and then I'll spray the whole thing with the PVA glue, and that seals it, and then it'll be ready for gluing onto the layout. So I've still got a whole bunch of these to do. I've got about 5 of the tunnel liners and the rock and stuff, so I'm just going to keep going. So I'm just quickly going to finish off this rock here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of, I'm just going to like put it on pretty rough. You just slap it on there. Just wash this out a bit. And you can just see the colours getting into the cracks and stuff, and really starting to highlight all the little crevices of the rock. I'll see if I can just hit this with the black wash now. I'll just let the black just flow all over the rock. And it's really starting to highlight now. You might want to go back and just touch up some of the white bits and stuff. So I might just put a little bit of yellow on that again, yellow ochre, just in a couple of spots, like that. Yeah, so it's really starting to come together now, and it's a pretty easy technique and you can't really go wrong. So here's the little rock I've done, and it's turned out pretty well. I'm just going to let this dry now, and I'll hit them all with the PVA water mix, and then that seals the pigment. If you don't actually seal it, the pigment will eventually just fade away. So it's very important to seal it after you finish painting. Alright, so I'm pretty close now with the tunnel liners. I'm starting to get a little bit of colour there. I'm just going to hit this one with the black wash now, and I just want to just totally douse it in black. So I'm just going to just let it just flow all over the surfaces, and it's really just brought up now the colours. Because this will be inside the tunnel, there'll be a lot of like shadows and dark, so it's gonna you don't need to be perfect with your paint, and I think it's going to turn out quite well. Alright, so I'm all finished now, and all I gotta do is hit it now with the PVA glue. It hasn't taken long to do, and it's pretty good results. I think it's worth the effort of taking the time to paint each one, and really highlight some of the colours. You can just see the yellow ochre and the different colours there, and then when I've actually glued it on the layout, I'll then probably sprinkle some like dirt on it and stuff, and that should really bring it up to look like rock. So I've had a quick look at the footage that I've just filmed, and I don't think the camera was picking up the colours right, because it's quite a cloudy day here. So I've just adjusted the settings. I just wanted to show you that the yellow ochre and the burnt umber and stuff are actually coming up quite nicely, and if you look closely you can see them. So I guess that concludes this video for now, so thanks for watching.